Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new, welcome back if you are a return watcher. Thank you so much for joining me today. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy this video today. And let's go ahead and get into some unboxing from melodysusie. Now I do know that melodysusie has rebranded their logo and as well as I believe their packaging. So this is the old packaging, but this is a new product from them. This is their size 10 acrylic brush. I have my drill, my lamp, and my dust collector from this company, so I was incredibly excited when they reached out to me to do this PR, and I was very excited to try out their acrylic brush. If you're interested in seeing how I did the nails on my left hand, please check the description box below as I will have it linked. So the first thing we're gonna do is get this open, and then I realized that I didn't really give a good look at the information on the back. So I just went ahead and I flipped it over and gave you a look at the tips, the social media information. Sorry, I got stuck for a second. And, you know, just a little bit of information. It says size 10 on the back. And the packaging is recyclable. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to take the brush out. For some reason, I thought that I could pop the little metal brackets that you're going to see here, holding the brush in, out, but then I realized I could just slide the brush out, and that it really wasn't as complicated as I was making it. Such is my life every day. I don't know how many of you oftentimes find yourselves making things more complicated instead of just going the direct route, but that's me. So about this brush, I absolutely love the white acrylic wispy design on the inside of the handle, which I'm pretty sure that the handle is either acrylic or resin. It says the company name and the brush size on the handle as well. And let me tell you, they packaged this brush securely because the little plastic cap that was on the tip of the brush, I could not get it off. I had to use my nail scissors, wasn't doing it. And then I had to use my X-Acto blade for color blocking to slice it off of the handle. So it was a whole process. But you know, at least I got my brush in mint condition. Here you can just see me testing out the bristles, kind of loosening up the wax that comes on the brush to keep it safe and keep the shape of the brush during shipping. You always want to make sure that you give this a good wipe through, really work that wax loose, and you want to kind of like break it up so that when you use the monomer to clean it, it's much easier and it comes right out. And I always like to flatten my brush in the direction that I'm going to be using it. So as you can see, I am keeping the direction and the way that I'm flattening it in one side of the brush. This brush has a very nice oval tip. This is a very fluffy brush. I did work with my non-dominant hand today, and I did have a hard time judging my liquid to powder ratio, but I am also not a professional. I will be using this brush again in another video soon with my dominant hand. It does soak up a lot of monomer, I noticed, so that I'm not used to. So I was having a little bit of a difficulty with my liquid to powder. But again, I'm also using my left hand in this video. So as you can see, you're gonna throw out this little bit of monomer that you're using to clean your brush because it is going to have wax in it from the bristles from shipping. But you're just going to go ahead and work the air bubbles out, fill the brush with the liquid, and then you're going to drain some of the liquid out. Here, I'm repeating this process. And then you're gonna go ahead and you're going to, again, work it out on the paper towel. remove the excess monomer and the excess wax. And you're gonna wanna try to, again, keep that brush in the shape and the direction of where you want it. So here, my best advice is to use the wording that is on the handle of your brush to keep your brush tip facing the same direction. This will ensure that your brush works properly, that you're not constantly moving the hairs around, as you really want it to form, to your liking, like how you use the brush. As you can see here, we've gotten all of the wax out, it seems. So now that I've removed as much of the monomer as I could, and don't be like me, don't use your hands bare. You definitely want to use a glove for that part, but I don't listen to my own advice. But you're gonna wanna reshape the brush once you've worked all of the monomer out. So here are just some magnets that I picked up off of Amazon to help me judge the length of my nail tips more accurately. I've been having a really big issue with getting them all even, especially when I'm doing my friends' nails. So I did go out and get these magnets to kind of help with that. So I'm just going to cut, shape, and buff out my nails, and then we'll go ahead and return for the rest of the prep process. Now I am using my melodysusie Sparkle Pro drill. I'm not sure if it is discontinued or if they just didn't have any in stock. I do know that they have come out with quite a few models since, including the Sparkle Pro Plus. So that may be why it is no longer available. I've had this drill for about a year and I have absolutely no complaints with it so far. It works for me as a do-it-yourselfer, and I do my friends and family part-time, but overall I have absolutely no complaints over the year. I would love to upgrade soon, but I don't really need to, so I don't see that happening. I'm also using the 240 sanding bands from melodysusie as well. I picked those up on Amazon. And just so that you can see, I did my pinky off camera because it's just always super awkward for me to do my pinky on camera with anything. And as you can see, that nail definitely came out the best out of all of them. I think the reason why I had such a hard time on the rest of the nails is just because I was trying to do them on camera. And when you're trying to get your camera angles correct, it's a little difficult sometimes, especially with the setup that I have, to really get the right angle, to really be able to do the shape and, the application the way you want to. So that's definitely something that I have to work on. Here, I'm just going to show you guys how I crimp my brushes. This is something that I like to do so that I can get a wider brush. So you pretty much want to do the same process that you've been doing with the shaping of the bristles. And then you're going to wrap a paper towel around the area so you don't scratch up the metal. And I used a pair of pliers to just go ahead and crimp it down. And now, as you can see, the brush has more of a flatter oval shape than it did in the beginning. We're just going to go ahead and get into our application. And I believe that I left the majority of this in real time, if not all of it. So you can go ahead and kind of see how the brush works. I did not have any issue with acrylic sticking to the brush. Although I did have an issue with my lighting, which I much later realized was because I had the flash on my camera. So please bear with the changing scenery during this application process. But yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of let you see, how it went with the brush. If you are interested in trying out this brush from Melody Susie, please use my discount code, which I'll leave on the screen as well as the description box below. And as you can see at this angle, I was having a very hard time patting the bead properly to get, like, you know, the coverage that I wanted. Again, that's just me using my non-dominant hand at a very awkward angle. That does not speak for the functionality of the brush. Just something to note. I definitely had a very awkward time getting into my cuticles from this area, but as I was going along in the application process, I was kind of getting used to, you know, like how the brush picks up monomer, and I was kind of getting used to how much of the nail liquid I needed to leave out. Overall, I'm really not disappointed in the the brush itself. It's definitely my application that I was getting a bit frustrated with. Once I got used to how much liquid the brush was picking up though, it definitely went a little bit smoother. Again, as you can see on the pinky where I was not constrained with the, you know, like the angles and such, you can see the pinky came out very, very well. Very nice apex, very nice cuticle, very nice shape. So I definitely do really like this brush. Again, I'm definitely gonna have to use it with my dominant hand to really get a good idea of how the brush works, and I have a feeling that I'm really going to like it. It does leave very nice beads. It was just me really struggling with my left hand, but unfortunately I just really was not ready to take off my ombre nails yet. So this is just kind of what my option was when doing this video, and I didn't really want to hold off on doing this video any longer. But as you can see, it picks up very nice beads, and as I'm going along, you can definitely see that the consistency is better. It was just definitely, you know, me having a little bit of a difficult time, except for right there. That was definitely my daughter. She decided that at that exact moment she needed to run up and give me a bear hug, and I absolutely smushed that bead into my cuticle. So there's that. But you know, that's what they make drills for, and we're gonna go ahead and clean that up as much as possible. Even though I was having a very difficult issue, you know, with my application due to using my left hand, I did not suffer any like acrylic stuck in the brush. Very, very minimal acrylic I had to wipe off. So, you know, that's always good, especially when you're messing around with your liquid to powder ratio. If your bead is too dry or if your bead is too wet, a lot of times it can get stuck in your brush. But thankfully the quality of this brush was really good, so I did not have that issue. After taking a look at the finished nails, we're just going to go ahead and go in with my Sparkle Pro, and we're going to go ahead and just clean up around the cuticles and get the shape a little bit more on point. This part I did speed up just so I could give you guys like an idea of how I safely use an electric drill on my cuticles and my, you know, non-dominant hand, just because it is a little bit difficult for me to use my non-dominant hand with an e-file. So I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of how I anchor myself safely and how I, you know, like hold myself up and at like an even angle on my with my non-dominant hand. And I do apologize if my voiceover today sounds a little lackluster. I am feeling a little bit under the weather. I am having some issues. It's been almost 2 years since I had my daughter, and I have some very normal stuff kind of creeping up on me, after that time. So I'm a little bit drained. I did go ahead and take a couple vitamins and an iron pill, so hopefully I will be feeling better very soon. But just apologizing for the fact that I think that I sound very unenthused, which is not the case. I'm just very tired and drained at the moment. And I am also still breastfeeding. So the two things combined are definitely taking a toll on me today. But I was actually quite excited to do this video because melodysusie is one of the first products that I have been using since the very beginning. Like I said, I purchased my drill, lamp, and dust collector from them on a bundle deal around tax time last year. So, they've definitely been doing me justice for almost a year now. And I really did like this brush. The handle is very comfortable. And I think I just need to get used to the amount of liquid that the brush picks up and adjust, how much I am wiping out or keeping in the brush. So this is what the nails are looking like after they are e-filed and shaped. We're going to go ahead and take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and clean these bad boys off so that we can get a really good look at them. I was definitely very impressed with this brush, and I definitely can't wait to use it with my dominant hand. I may stick to polygel on my right hand from now on. But thank you so very much to melodysusie for reaching out to me. Thank you for joining me today in this video. Please be kind to yourself and be kind to others. And I really hope that you'll stick around, like and subscribe, and join me for future videos.